Hi everyone, this week we're going to be looking at table training and some of the tips and tricks on a table. So one of the first things that I just like to talk to people about is making sure that you've got a correct lead. Obviously if I had a black lead on her it would cut through the white, and I also like a nice soft lead. So the first thing is that they must love the table. Today we're doing it on the beach because it's got the best lighting because it's a pretty yucky day out there. So important that the dog likes the table. So if you've got a dog that doesn't really like the table, then one of the things I recommend is that you feed the dog on the table. So get its dinner, put it up on the table, let it eat on the table. If you're sitting in the lounge, put its bed on the table, let it sit on the table, give it treats, let it learn that the table is a safe place to be. Right, now the second thing is, and I know a lot of people teach their dogs to jump on the table. That's not something I do regardless of what the breed is. The concern I have with teaching a dog to jump on the table is the fact that you can walk past tables, you can do anything, and it'll leap on a table, it can fall and it can hurt itself. So I prefer to pick a dog up on the table. The best way to pick it up is to make sure you've got the hand under the chest and the other one under the neck. Don't pick it up any other way, make sure that the dog is secure and it can't jump out. When you put it on the table, I'm going to pretend this is the table, make sure that the dog walks forward to the front of the table. So it comes forward, you set the front up and the back in, and you've got it set up on the table ready to go. Make sure you get your lead, get it around your neck because that's quicker and you have not much time. The other thing is make sure that you don't have this lead down here, because when you pull that up, you give them a lovely big double chin, and none of us like double chins. So make sure when you do that you clean the double chin. So it's all clean under the chin, and then you can get your dog stacked up here. Again, make sure it's at the front of the table, make sure it's as front to the front. If you've got a dog with a particularly good front, there's no problem just slightly angling the stack like that. But again, when you're standing it, you need to be right in front so that the head and the neck is there and the dog's sitting into that front leg. Two things with a dog on a stack, whether it's on the table or it's on the ground. Sometimes people have a dog and what it does is it leans away or it leans into you. If you've got a dog that leans into you, what people tend to do is leaning into is push the dog away. If you push the dog away, the dog is actually going to push back into you. So remember, for every action, there is a reaction. So if it's pushing into me and I push it away from me, it'll actually push back to me. Whereas if I reach over and I push in there, the dog will automatically push over to where I want it to be. So wherever it feels natural for you to push, do the opposite. The other thing to remember, I'm just looking at my little list over here, is one thing that I was taught myself as well, is if you've got a dog, and you can see Evie, if I'm not baiting her, see how she's propping. Don't do things like pull the tail, if you've got a dog with a tail back like that, because all you do is creating other problems. If you gently put your fingers over behind the shoulders here, over behind the shoulders, and squeeze and pull back, see how she just naturally pulls forward. So you just basically reach down, squeeze back, and the dog will naturally pull forward like that. So you don't have to do anything else. If you don't like doing that, you just see she just does that naturally. So just a little squeeze in here. Other thing on my list, jump on the table. Oh. The other thing on the list is what you can do is if a dog is propping back and it keeps backing off the table, in training, stack it with the back legs. Pretend this is the edge of the table. You can see the back here. Back legs right on the edge of that table. And just let them know that there's nothing behind there. And as you can see, she'll pull forward. So when I do stack her up, she's extra sensitive. You'll see that she'll actually just pull forward naturally. Unfortunately with her, she'll pull forward a bit too much. So she knows I can squeeze here and she'll pull up and forward. Again, clean the chin and up. And that's today's lesson. Thank you for watching.